Hello! With the release of 320 to the PU and 321 to the PTU, uh, you'll find that my old throttle inversion video is obsolete, and this is the update. If you are new to Star Citizen and you plug in your Hotas and you put in your settings and then you go to get in game, you will find that at 0 on your Hotas, you will be going full throttle. At 100%, you'll be stopped, which is annoying. We're going to show you how to fix that. First of all, hit escape, go to options, go to key bindings, go over to joystick and Hotas, hit advanced control customization, go up to flight and dash movement, and you will find that there's a whole bunch of throttle controls. Now the ones you really want to worry about because you have a Hotas is throttle forward absolute. Absolute is what you're going to use for a Hotas. If you use a relative, throttle forward relative, that is for like a mouse wheel. And you'll find it'll do some crazy stuff if you set it for that. You can use throttle forward absolute and relative. It'll work. It's up to you if you want to set it there. I use throttle forward absolute. If you want your throttle to behave with 0 being in the middle of the throttle, and then you push forward and it'll go forward, and then 0 back to 0 will be middle, and then push backwards from middle and it'll go backwards, and you use throttle forward / backwards absolute, and that basically splits your Hotas throttle in half, where your 0 is now in the middle of the Hotas. The other button you really want to pay attention to is strafe forward and back invert, and I'll explain what that does here in a minute. But let's set your throttle to be correct, where 0 is 0, is 100% is 100%. Now you need to pay attention to what your throttle Hotas input number is. Input 5 is what mine is set right now. If you don't have an input, let's say your Windows sets it for input 1 basically, that is input 1. Everything else will be named input 2, 3, 4, such on. And mine in this case, like I said, input 5. So you come over here to controls, and then this is where you invert settings. But you have to make sure you come down to the bottom right and put in the right input. In this case, we need to go all the way over to mine and put our joystick / Hotas 5, which means joystick / input 5. Don't know why they do that, but as CIG. Then we go up to inverse settings, go to flight movement, and then here is all your settings. And what you want to do is basically turn them all to yes. And why I say all of them is because in case later on you get a different Hotas or you get something else and you reset up your system, you don't have to worry about coming back in here and doing this. If Windows for some reason resets your Hotas to a separate input, I've had that happen, you will have to come back in here and do this for your, whatever input Windows set it up as. But as soon as you do that, you can back out of this, and you will find that 0 is now 0, and 100% is 100%. And then the straightforward and back invert button that I had set, if you hit that, if you're going from 0 to 100% with your Hotas, you hit that button, you'll now start moving backwards until you let him go. Thank you for your time. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and thank you for making this my most popular video out there. See you in the verse.